Hey, what's going on? Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my live stream. And I just want to welcome everyone who showed up today. And let me go down the list and see who's all here. Like Heatwave does roll call. I'm not going to do roll call. I just want to thank you guys for showing up. We have Rye Black, Miss. Oh, wait a minute. Shit. I'm sorry. Really kill Miss Rye X. Okay. We have wait a minute. I'm thinking I'm seeing something here. Okay. I guess not. Cheryl Brown, welcome. Jen the Goddess, welcome. Okay. Sugar Plum, hey, how you doing? Thank you guys for showing up today. And Big Set, hey, my good friend always here. Fifi TV, how are you doing? Okay. And that's all I see. If I missed you for some reason and didn't speak, please forgive me. Okay, so um it's Black History Month, and I saw quite a few things going on the YouTube streets, but I didn't hear much in Black history. I heard a lot of beef sector history, which some people definitely need to learn. But I haven't heard much about the Black history part of it. And so my question is to you guys, what do you think this generation of Black people who have had, a lot of the fight done for them, a lot of the heartaches, the protesting to get positive movement going. And now in my opinion, we see a lot of our forward movement as Black people being stripped away from us bit by bit. So I noticed that the largest protests we have, which can be good in many instances, are for police killings and things like that. But have they been effective? What do you guys think? Have these protests been effective, and have we moved forward as a people because of these protests? And at what type of clip have we moved forward? Because if you think about it, Rodney King was like one of the first videotape brutalities that police brutality beatings that we've seen. And even though he did not die from his beating, it was a very brutal beating, and we saw them excuse away, the pain and torture that they did to that man. They would hit him with the baton, and when his leg fly up, they said he was resisting. Things like that. Oh, they beat him 4 or 5 times across the back with a nightstick, and then they say, "Oh, you see his pinky moving. That showed resistance." So then they go back in some more. So with that being said, that happened over 30 years ago, Rodney King. So, and we still on a regular basis have seen the same thing play out with our police and the culture of policing. And this is the standard of how policing is done nowadays. So I want to know, what do you guys think about have we are these marching are these is this marching helping us, or are we kind of like treading water at this point? So that's the discussion that I want to have. Okay, let me see who else came in the room. Lena, pretty brown eyes, welcome. uh Aisha Edwards, welcome. Hey Kwani, what's going on? Kwani was the one who really made me go live tonight. Yeah, and you know, we come this far, and are we gonna be our own worst enemy? Is this what it's coming down to, that we are our own worst enemy? Marching isn't working. I definitely agree. Hey, the only empress. If you look at the fact that, like I said, Rodney King has been over 30 years ago, and we're still marching, and what has marching gotten us? Yes, marching definitely is not working. Hey, Joanna. Hey, the only empress. So, anybody want to come up here and have the discussion with me? I also have some presentations that I want to show you as well. But if anybody want to come up here and state their opinion, you're more than welcome to come up and share your opinion. And I also find that it was you look at, it's kind of like voting. You know, we're promised everything is going to change. We're promised this, that, and the other with voting. And then when the person get in office, the first person that they want to work with is the opposing party to, you know, reach across the aisles and this, that, and the other. And the people, and for the Democrat Party, let's be real clear, the people who always get the Democrat Party over has routinely been the black vote. But that is never high on the agenda when it's time to start legislating for the black people who put these officials in office. So I just want to know if you guys have anything to add to this conversation. If you do, please step up. Hey Kwani, let me put my banner up because I want to make sure this is Kwani. Kwani, it's you?
Yes, ma'am, it's me.
What's up, Kwani? Let me put this
Oh,
down.
okay, can I ask a question first? What you
Uh-huh.
how do you want to do it? You want me to ask a question or what?
No, however you want to, whatever you have to say about the topic, and let's see where we're going with it.
Okay,
Hmm.
let me start here. To me, marching does not work. Why are we marching? Is that solving anything?
I agree. Marching
Okay,
has
another
not.
question.
Go ahead.
Okay,
No, I
okay.
agree.
In the next question, do you think we need a leader as Black people?
An effective leader is always helpful, but who do you think? I just don't know, Kwani. An effective leader, but we also need to really, our generation, this generation nowadays is so detached from the struggle, and they so want to fit in with other races. They are really the ones who are doing the work for our oppressors, is my opinion. So somebody click the link. You can come back up. Oh, that's Joanna. Hold on, Joanna. Let me get my banner up. So that's another main focus that I want to focus on today, because if you look at this generation, if you look at commercials nowadays, they don't have a nuclear family that is of the same race. They always have these blended families. Hold on, Quani.
There, you see
Joanna?
me?
Yeah, I
Yeah, you
see you.
see me?
I
Okay.
don't have to see you. That ain't my get down, girl. I
Oh
get
no,
down the
I just want
same
to
way
make
I
sure.
always get down.
Oh
I
no,
don't need
because
to
you know
see
how people
nobody.
have,
No, I'm
they
not
always
people.
trolls
I'm
always.
Ronnie Q. No, I'm
Okay.
Ronnie Q. That's why I have my banner up.
Okay, babe.
Ain't nothing changing over here.
Kwani, babe, how you doing?
Hi, Tawana. Finding you.
I'm
So you say
I'm
so.
well, thank you.
You're welcome. So what about the say the leader? Do we need a leader? And does it? Okay, let me ask. Maybe it's a. I want a two. It's a twofold question. Do you think that Black people need a leader? Also, do you think the leader should be male or female?
As long as a leader is effective, it doesn't matter if the leader is male or female. But I'm just trying to get down to, people are so willing to sell out and sell others out for little trinkets and little, creature comforts of life and stuff, that I don't think having a leader, we really need some type of mind shift as a people, because we see these things aren't working. We hold on to things that aren't working. And do we really care that these things aren't working and we haven't made any type of shift?
Okay, now that we have social media, that's kind of added a shift as well
Mm-hmm.
because folks are let's talk about what happened with Tyree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
police unalived him. Then people went back and started looking up his tweets
Correct.
and the things he said in those tweets. Now some Black females are so upset about those tweets, and they're saying that's why I don't march for Black men. Wait a minute, what you think about that?
Well, I think that what I really think about it is people can march for whatever they choose to march for, but the thing about it is, in saying that, I don't think that these women are saying that he deserved what he got. Not all of them. Now, it is a big conversation around this. You are exactly right, because I don't think he deserved to die for this.
I
However,
don't either.
when you look at some of the things, people can opt out voting. I mean, marching for him, because if you looked in the crowd of people who were marching for him, were there the women of his choice? Were they the main ones out there marching for him? See, because sometimes you have to be real careful about who you are uplifting, because are these same people going to uplift you? One of his tweets was really disturbing to me. He had this white woman, he was hugging this white woman, Tyree, who was
Mhm.
killed, wrongly killed by the cops, black cops, let's be clear. But he had his arm around her and he said something to the effect of, one of the best mother figures I've ever known. But he has a black mother. So I
Right.
don't understand, why is it necessary for him to have a mother figure when he has a mother? And that was kind of like
Okay,
really
so
disturbing.
Ronnie
And
Q, then we have
excuse
to.
me,
Oh,
Joanna,
I'm sorry. Oh,
excuse
I'm
me,
sorry.
Joanna.
I'm
And
sorry.
not only did he, uplift another race of women, you can date who you want, but you don't have to put down your own people, or your women of your own race, just because you don't choose to date them. That is everybody has a free choice of who they want to date. But why are we putting down the whole black woman race because you don't choose to date them? Okay, go ahead, Joanna.
Okay, thank you. What I was gonna add to that is, at the time he was, off. I don't know the correct words. I don't want to say it. How you say it on YouTube? Off lived, or how you guys say it? Where he when he
Yeah,
was taken
I
out.
say, yeah, I
When
say
he
he
was
was
taken
killed.
out. Okay, when he was taken out. Prior to that, he had only been in that state for several months because he was in California. And to me, I was wondering, why was he in California for all these years and not with the mother? So I want to know, like, was there any like bad blood against them two or whatever? Because when you look it up, they said, you know, originally he's from, I don't know if it was San Francisco or
Sacramento,
Sacramento,
Sacramento.
yeah, Sacramento, California. And he had only been there for several months, in his mother's home state. So was he uh given up for adoption, or
I don't.
did it get
I'm not.
him? So
Listen, I'm
no,
not.
I'm just trying to get clarity, like,
I don't have that clarity for you. I'm
right.
going
So
on
that's what I'm trying to
what I
say.
actually know,
Right.
and
So
I'm
that's what
not
I'm trying to just.
speculating.
I'm trying to go off with your statement, what you just said about mother figure. So how long was the mother in his life? You get what I'm trying
Um,
to say? You get what I'm trying to
no,
get at?
I'm
Get
not.
at?
I'm not going to speculate about it. It's my understanding that he is from Sacramento, and
Mm-hmm.
they had moved to Tennessee. So
Right.
I am under the assumption that it was a family thing. I don't know
No,
anything
the
other than that.
from okay. So from what I've been watching, the mom always been in Tennessee, and
Okay.
he recently came back to Tennessee from California. So that's what made me think, what was there any issue, or did he just meet her, or did he just come back in her life? Do you
I don't know.
You asking was he estranged? You asked was
Speculation.
he
Yes,
estranged
yes,
from the mother?
Kwani. Yes, Kwani.
I'm
Yes.
not. I'm not
That's
going
what
to
I'm
Was he
throw
trying to ask.
estranged?
speculation. I don't
Yes,
want to
Kwani.
throw speculation into this. If you can find the answer to that question, then
Yeah, no, no,
you
no.
can
I'm
go
not.
with that.
I'm discussing. I'm not making it saying that what I'm saying is correct, but we're having a discussion. But
Uh
Kwani,
huh.
yes, that's what you're saying. What you just said, Kwani, yes. So
Yeah,
what
was he
I'm
estranged?
right, right. So
I just want to talk on facts.
if he made
I,
that comment with this other lady saying the best mother figure, that made me think, how long has this lady been a mother figure to him, and was his actual real life mother a mother figure to him? You get what I'm trying to
Joanna,
say?
no, I don't get what you're trying to say.
No,
Not, I don't get what you're trying to
no,
say at all.
I'm speaking on Kwani, because was Kwani responded back to my question, so that's why I was speaking on Kwani
So
response.
when he was down there getting beat by these cops,
Hmm.
which mother do you think he was calling out for then, Joanna?
I'm sure he was calling out for his real mom, because he was just steps away from her home.
Well, if she was such a figure to be called out for in his death, why would you question their relationship during his life? Is my point.
Because you actually just stated that he said the best mother figure. So I came back with a response and said, who was really the mother figure, and when did he get back in his real mom's life? It's just a
I,
question,
I
because I
don't
don't
know
know
that
the
he
answer
ever.
either.
I
But
don't know
can,
that he ever left his
but let
real
me say
mom.
this. Maybe he didn't really mean mother. You know
Hmm.
how men, you know how women call their husband, their boyfriend, daddy, like
Yeah,
Monique called her husband,
yeah,
daddy. Maybe he
yeah,
meant
Mhm.
girlfriend and his mama.
yeah, yeah.
This
No,
lady,
no, yeah,
this
quite. I
excuse
mean,
me, excuse me. This lady was not like girlfriend age. This was a older woman
Okay.
who it wasn't like a young girl he was calling. You know how the Hispanic women sometimes call it poppy and all that
Poppy,
stuff. No,
Poppy. Mhm.
this was
yeah,
a woman who was old enough to actually be a middle aged woman. She
right,
was a
Okay.
middle aged woman.
right.
But
So
So
can we
that.
think, what about this? Can we think about this? Maybe let's. I'm a mother,
mhm.
and I didn't sit my children down and say to them, "I want all of y'all be pro-black and not to date out your race." And maybe he was pandering to
Mhm.
where he was.
Right,
Maybe
right,
no black folks following him. All he
right,
had was a demographic of Caucasians. So
right.
Well,
his
he
parents were
was.
Caucasians.
Well, he
Exactly,
was
Kwani.
a skate. No, no, that's not exactly. He
I
was a
said
dark
Kwani. I
skinned.
said
He
exactly
was
Kwani.
no, but that's not exact because he was a
Okay.
dark skinned black male
So they
living
Yeah.
can't
in
be
the United
skaters. They can't
States.
be skaters.
I didn't say anything about them can't be skaters, and I would appreciate you quit interrupting me. Okay,
All right. Thank you for allowing me up.
you have a good day. He's a dark skinned black male, and he's lived in the United States of America. So there is no way, with his parents still alive, that he can like think that white people are his parent figures. I don't get that. Can you explain that to me, Kwani?
Ronnie Q, I can explain it. It's in my family, Ronnie Q.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
It's in my
Explain
family,
it.
Ronnie Q. It's in my family, Ronnie Q. Where I went to school, I went to private school in elementary. Begged to get the hell out of there. I went to public school. Then I entered public school with majority of white folks, Ronnie Q.
Mm-hmm.
And I just never liked, I just never was really liking white people like that because I read books. I'm a bookie. And I knew slavery. Listen to all of that. But my siblings are not like me, Ronnie Q.
Right.
My
Okay.
brother is married to a white woman, Ronnie Q.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's never dated a black woman. Do you hear me, Ronnie Q?
I hear you.
So it's happening in my family too. And
Okay.
my sister-in-law said to me, I don't see color. What, bitch? Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q, what?
That I don't. That's and see that's so disingenuous when people say that they don't see color because I, it's very important to see color because if you don't see color, you don't
You don't
see
see
a
me.
person. Yeah,
You don't see
exactly.
me.
You don't
That's what I
see
said.
the
I said, well,
person.
how are you married to my brother? You don't see color.
Hmm.
Tell you mean you don't see color. My brother and sister-in-law don't even want to hear it. When Michael Brown got on the live here, girl, me and my family, girl, I tore my family to shreds. I stopped talking to family members of mine when Michael Brown got unalive. That changed who I was as a human in St. Louis. You understand me?
I hear you.
If I could have chosen a woman for my brother, she would be black. But I can't choose for him.
Right.
Choosing for himself.
Right.
I don't want my children dating out their race. I don't. But I can't make that choice.
Okay.
I can only
Yeah.
make a choice for me.
And see, I don't have any problem with people dating out of their race.
I
The
do.
problem,
I
the
do.
problem, well, the problem that I have is you dogging your race out in doing so. That's the problem that I have. I want to put something up on the
I understand what you're
screen.
saying on that, but I got a problem with folks dating out their race. I do.
Okay, so I first learned about this, and I pulled a couple of quotes about this topic, and I think black women are fighting for a black male liberation, not the liberation of the black community as a whole. The thing that they fail to realize, if ever they win this fight, black males will wipe and set the table for the women who didn't fight any fight, women who look nothing like them. They are fighting because somewhere in their mind, if they can help black men win this fight, they will be able to sit next to him and reap the benefits. But they forget that black men are not like white men. They will give your seat to a woman who didn't help him fight and leave you out in the cold to figure out your next move. So that was one of the statements that kind of rang true to me. And then another statement was, these are the same men who laughed when the black girl on Bumble died for doing the horrible act of simply dating a white man, and said that Breonna Taylor needed to take accountability post death, by the way, for choosing to date thugs. These are the same men who go on national TV and blames Tyree's death on black women, single black women. There was a commentator who went on TV and
Yeah,
said that
I know that.
his death
I heard
was
that.
the fault
Mhm.
of single black women. So see, these are the types of conversation. I don't want to go into the what ifs, and I want to speak. I want to kind of keep it limited to what we do know.
Well, the reason I got an issue with dating out of your race
Mm-hmm.
is this. It's about business. It's about business, about money, about finances, about heritage. That's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I talk. That's the reason why I don't like interracial dating.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why.
Okay. Now,
I'm not talking
so
about saying why you don't like I don't like interracial dating for a reason. It's about legacy, lineage, money, financing. It's about it's business to me.
okay,
Family is business. And
right.
I don't care what nobody saying. Family is business.
And what are we gonna have to leave? They're taking teaching of Black history out of a lot of school in Florida. The Florida school system has 4 slides to encompass the whole Black experience from slavery into Reconstruction. 4 slides. You understand what I'm saying? 4 PowerPoint
Yes.
slides to
Mhm.
encompass the whole Black experience in the United States. They don't want to say a lot of school books in Texas are calling Black slaves uh, unwilling immigrants to the United States. Are you
As
are you
if black
serious?
folks as if black folks asked to come here.
Yeah, like yes, and things like that.
We came
You
on
know,
we came on vacation and decided to stay and work for white folks. Really?
and the problem that I'm having with it is that this generation, like, who didn't see, like, I know like certain things about my history because on one of my parents' side, we have traced our roots back down to slavery. Uh, but it's like these people who are so removed and benefit from all the fight and the sufferings that our ancestors had to go on want to do the work of our oppressor, it seems now. You don't have to wait for the oppressor to oppress you because you have so many mealy mouth Black people who want to do the work of the oppressor to get the pat on the head. So many house niggas. See, because my grandfather was like 106 when he passed away, and my grandfather fought in World War I, not two, World War I.
Mhm. Okay.
Now,
Mhm.
he was there when W.E.B. Du Bois came and spoke to the Black soldiers in World War I. And I pulled up a couple of things about, he was in France. Okay, so I pulled up these secret memos that they put out in France, and it was concerning how the French people were treating Black people. And it says, we have the wait a minute. We have an exact idea of the position occupied by the Negroes in the United States. So what they were saying was, we have a place for the Black man, and the American attitude upon the Negro question may seem a matter of discussion to many French minds. Some call it prejudice. American opinion is unanimous on the color question and it does not admit of any discussion. It's so small on my screen. I tried to highlight it. Okay, the increasing number of Negroes in the United States create for the white race in the Republic a menace of what is that?
I'm trying to
A
follow you because
menace
it's
a
tiny.
menace
So
of
tiny.
decency, were it not in an impossible gulf that had been made between them. So what they're saying is that the Black people are menaces and um degenerates, and were it not for an impossible gulf made in between them. So what they're saying is Black people are degenerates and menaces, and we have made an impossible gulf for them to be like us in the United States. The French public has become accustomed to treating the Negro with familiarity and indulgence. The indulgence in his familiarity are matters of grievous concern to the Americans. Consider them as an and they consider them as an affront to their national policy. They are afraid that contact with the French will inspire in Black American aspirations to them. Let me go on to them. So they didn't want Black people to think they could aspire to do better. And the French were treating them like human beings, that the white Americans thought that, hey, you're going to fuck around and make these Black people think that they somebody. But you have them over in France fighting your wars, but you want the French people to dehumanize them like you have. Although a citizen of the United States, Black man is regarded by the white American as an inferior being with whom relations of business or service only are possible. The black is constantly being censured for his wants of intelligence and desertion, lack of civil and professional conscious, and for his tendency toward undue familiarity. The voice of the Negro are constant menace in the the voice of the Negro are a constant menace to the American who has repressed them sternly. Black American troops in France have by themselves given rise to as many complaints for attempted rape as all the rest of the army. So they were saying that the Black people were degenerates in France, and the few Black soldiers that were there, oh, I can look at my TV. I can read it better on my TV. I'm trying to read it on my computer screen that I can barely see it. Then I look at my TV and it's big. Okay, so what they're saying was the few Black men in the service constituted more rapes than all the white men combined over there in France. See, they're spreading these things of, that they always spread about Black people being, oversexed and criminals and wanting to rape women and all these types of things. So they were spreading this in a secret memo to the French armies to tell them to treat the Black people as criminals. And the voice of the Negroes, I read that. Okay, but we cannot deal with them on the same planes as with the white American officers without deeply wounding the latter. We can't treat them the same as the white officers without deeply wounding the latter, which is the white officer. Treating them the same, how is that going to wound the white officer?
Question.
What?
Do you think we can ever change the Constitution about us being 3/5 of a person?
That's my point.
Why is it still on the books?
That's my point. Now let me finish this. We must not eat with them. We must not shake hands or seek or talk to meet with them outside of the requirements of the military service. We must not commend them too highly in the presence of white Americans. It is all right to recognize their good qualities in their services, but only in moderate terms. So they can die for our wars and our causes, but no, we can't commend them too highly. We are
the N word before, the N word in, and the N word after. Do you think we can ever change the Constitution of Black folks being 3/5 of a person? That is still on the books. There are many laws on the books that have not been changed, and folks are still utilizing that in our life still today. Come on, Ronnie Kim, it's the truth. And we also have to understand, you're asking dumb people to educate their children. Some people, there are Black folks who don't see color. There are Black folks who want to engage. There are Black folks who love hanging out with those other nationalities and races. They believe if they are affiliated with those people, they are a part of them, and they will have the same glory, the same things. They're still gonna get in the club. Come on now.
Make it a
Some folks
point.
really believe that. Some people are going out here and looking for certain type of people so they can fit in.
Okay, so make it a point of keeping the native contortment or population from spoiling the Negroes. White Americans become greatly incensed at any public expression of intimacy between white women with black men. And then it goes on to say that black men are a menace to the uh, prestige of the white race. I mean, it's just like these were secret memos that they sent out to the army to tell you how to treat people who were over there fighting and dying in a war that America chose to fight. And they could not stand that these officers were being treated like human beings. And they thought that they were going to inspire them to want better for themselves, to actually believe that they were human beings. So this is just like the insanity of this, how deeply this stuff is rooted. And it's not like a mistake or an accident or a happenstance. This is what racism is. This is a structure. This is a structure. And people think like, oh, that was way back then. That was way back then. Oh,
it's still happening today.
It's a such thing as reverse racism. Oh, really? Oh, so how many black military officers, and even if you go in the military today, I forgot to pull the stories of the people who are still experiencing this type of racism in the military today. These people who are going over and fighting and doing double and triple deployments in these in Iraq, Iran, and all these different places, and they're still being told that you have to speak this way if you want to be appointed an officer. Don't show that you're too black. You sound too black to go to get ahead in this, in the military. It's crazy. So Kwani, Kwani?
Yes.
Kwani. Oh, I hear you talking to somebody in the background.
I'm listening.
Oh, I don't want you to dox yourself. So I'm gonna go to the chat and see what they have to say. Hey, dear self. Hey, Bird. Hey, Bella Joy. Yeah. Let me see what you guys have to say about that.
So, but what about who want to be included? There are people who want to be included. There are black folks who think white is always right. What about those folks? Ronnie Q, some believe it, girl. They do, and you know it.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
You live in this world. You see it, you travel.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about, okay, so, and a lot of people don't, okay, so if you don't know where you've been, where you came from, you cannot possibly know where you are. And it's like so many people.
Or where you're going. Or get that part. Where you going?
Or where you going. So many people don't want to recognize that this is a systematic system that is set up to keep us down. There was I always say this story. There were two professors. One, I think he worked at, I think it was either Harvard or Yale, a black professor, and he and his wife put their house on the market for sale, and they put like $35,000 of improvements in their home. They had bought it for like $400 and some thousand.
Tell it, girl. Tell it. Let me shut up. Tell it, girl.
I'm trying to, Wani. They bought their house for $400 and some thousand, and then they put it on the market, and they put $35,000 worth of improvements in it, and the estimate for the price value of their home came back like $47,000 over their purchase price. Now they had been in this house like close to 10 years. And so basically the guy was saying, the appraiser was saying that their house was like $7,000 more than what they purchased it for, including the $35,000 of improvements. And they lived in a county, he was a professor, his wife was a professor, and they lived in a county that they had mixed race people in it. But then come to find out, what the appraiser did was he appraised their house with the least attractive, a fixer upper in their actual county, and a house in the neighboring county, which was not even in their county, to come to his lowball estimate of what their house, the selling price of their house would be for. So what the couple did was they whitewashed their house. They took down all their black artwork, all their family pictures, anything that showed any type of black culture in their house, and they filled it with his co-workers' pictures, and just totally like IKEA at the house, like made it, nondescript. And the house came back at over $750,000. Now, see, the difference between 440 something thousand and 750 something thousand is that family's generational wealth that appraiser tried to steal from that family. So if that happened to this one man, and I also read about it happening to another couple who did the same thing, how many times throughout history has the black generational wealth been stolen from blacks? Go ahead, Kwani.
That's the reason why I don't believe in mixing of race. Because of that type of stuff. Lineage. Monies. And we need that. All of us do as black folks. We have not gotten reparations. I don't even understand why folks are crossing over in other areas, other genres. I don't quite understand it. I don't understand how you can love your oppressor when they got years ahead of us. I don't get it. Ronnie Kim, I don't. And that much goddamn love in the world.
Exactly.
I always love black people. Always love black men. I don't give a darn where I go. I don't give a darn who's flirting with me and got more money than my man in another race. No,
Okay.
no, we're not.
So that's why I wanted to talk about that Tyree Nichols situation. I don't have his quotes. I can just tell you a few quotes, but there also.
Let's see what this Ronnie Kim. What about he was young, dumb,
he was
stupid,
an adult,
and wouldn't talk no better.
He was an adult with two parents and two black parents.
Stupid, but stupid though. Ronnie Kim, and wanted to fit in.
But hold on, Kwani. But see, he wasn't dumb enough to know when he had his, I think it was a son, and he said that was the greatest thing for him. Don't quote me. It was I'm not saying that exactly how he said it, but he said that was one of the greatest things to see how light his son's skin was. But you're standing up.
It's called self-hate.
But exactly. But you're standing up with your son raised to the sky in an African offering. The picture had him holding the sun up over his head in one of the
Ronnie Kim, not his mother. Ronnie Kim, you're not his mama. His mama didn't tell him how beautiful he was. His mother didn't tell him how wonderful he was. His mama didn't tell him. Ronnie Kim, you comparing him to what you would do or not do. That boy was broken.
But a lot of people also, it could be the mama told him, but a lot of people buy in to peer pressure. We've seen that happens. We've seen that happening on the YouTube streets all week. A lot of people bow down to peer pressure and want to be accepted. So they will do things contrary to how they were raised.
What they would not normally do. They would not normally do. There are people only 50 and 60 and 70 years old bowing down to peer pressure. Doing things they would not normally do, Ronnie Kim. Saying things they would not normally say, Ronnie Kim. And we're saying to ourselves, damn, bitch, how old are you again? Damn, bitch, what's wrong with you? Damn, bitch, you slow. Look at Tracy. Now, I know that don't compare to what we're talking about, but let's talk about, look at it. Would you do what Tracy do or has done? Hell no.
Nor would I advise it.
Exactly, but Ronnie Kim, we're not all raised the same. We all don't, all of us on here don't love ourselves, honey.
So now back to the question. We're gonna talk about beef sector stuff and real quickly. But back to
Okay.
the question. So do you said that his social media posts have come out? Do you think that that's a good thing or a bad thing?
If you look for things, you shall find them.
But do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that people are judging him and deciding that they're going to sit this march out based on his views that he expressed?
It doesn't matter about a march. Marches don't work for nobody.
But
has marches ever worked?
No,
so what? No, him. That's coming out. The man dead. Oh, sorry. The man is unalived. The man not here. The stuff came out. What is going to solve? What is going to solve? Marching don't work. The man unalive. His tweets came out. Now what?
Okay, so now let's go to this. Chef Way. Chef Way is a popular chef. He was also worked in the DA's office. I think it was in Houston. And his tweets came out recently about all the derogatory things that he had to say about Black women. And here's one of the tweets where he says, Black.
Is it still living like us?
Yes, Black women make for good punching bags.
Okay.
And then he also said, if she was light skinned, she'd be so fire. Okay. And he also says, real beauty versus weave and lies. And she is too Black, about these different people. Now, they went back and found these posts, and he did face repercussions behind it. He lost a lot of brand deals, and he was fired from his job at the DA's office because of these posts, is what I've heard. Now, so
what's his picture? What's his picture? What does he look like? What does he look like?
Look at the one with the dark-skinned girl on the end. That's him up above. He's a brown-skinned brother.
Okay, and why does he feel this way?
I don't know, Kwani. I'm just saying.
Is his mother?
I don't know.
Some of this mess is self-hate, Ronnie Kim.
But see, I'm just saying that people get so comfortable. Some Black people get so comfortable in putting out this stuff, this own self-hate, and they think they are reading other people when actually they are reading themselves. But you have the supremacist who wants to keep these negative views about Black women and Black people alive, that they are doing the work for their oppressors. Because the Black woman is the least protected person in the United States. Nobody's looking for these Black missing women. You hear a little bloop and then it dissipates. But they'll search for these missing white people, dead white people. There was these blonde white girls. They will search for them, ad infinitum,
Very true. But we also must start to learn to look for our own people. Stop asking for white resources when we have our own. Mm-hmm. Why are Black folks always running to white daddy? Let's talk about that. Come on now. You asking white daddy to look for a Black soul? Well, a Black body? They don't give a damn what's going about you.
Because that's where most of the resources are Kwani. And
I don't care. They don't give a darn about us.
Well,
and then this dude over here, this ashy dude, quiet as a kept, he having sex with dark-skinned women. Come on, let's get real.
I don't know that, Kwani. It seems like
girl, please. He see big booty, big titties. slender waist.
Well,
Take her down to her goddamn ass. She will take that ass. No matter what color she is. Shall I get the hell out of here? Girl,
I'm just
girl,
talking,
booty and beauty don't matter to me. These are boys.
I understand that men will fuck everything. That's your point, right?
Boys with a dick, child, a dick on hard, put a dick anywhere.
Right, I understand that. But
get on YouTube and say one thing and leave her fucking and say, "Girl, did you see? I said that. I posted," and then roll over and get his dick sucked by the goddamn dark skinned woman. Get the hell about it, the bullshit.
But I don't care about. I don't want to be treated like a dirty secret, and then I don't want to be.
You're not a dirty secret because you ain't doing dirty secret things.
Kwani, let me finish, please. I don't want to be treated like a dirty secret, and then you going out here saying this about people who are just like me. So
Ronnie Kim,
that's makes.
I gotta be honest with you, Ronnie Kim. I know some influencers are laying in beds with motherfuckers talking like him. Laying in beds with motherfuckers talking like him and they dark skin. Do you hear me, Ronnie Kim? I know folks who lay in bed with these people. And they are laughing. And
my thing is
they're in the bed with the phone. Ronnie Kim, girl, you don't even understand it. Ronnie Kim, you don't understand it.
But I don't care about that, Kwani. I care about the image of black women being put down by black men and upholding people who don't look like the mother that they came out of. These are the things that I care about, Kwani. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
Do better too.
Hold on,
Kwani.
Kwani. Kwani, I don't really give a fuck who these men are dating. I hate the tearing down of black women. I don't give a fuck who you date.
Women are tearing down black women.
Date who you want to date, but don't tear down black women as an excuse for you dating who you want to date. That's my point.
Ronnie Q, women are tearing down black women, Ronnie Q. It started there. Stop thinking women are tearing down black women. Ronnie Q, black women are tearing down black women, Ronnie Q.
Yes, that is true.
They lay in the bed I have something horrible about a black woman with the same complexion or no complexion.
Okay, so now I have some more things that I want to present to you. Okay, so here we go. Here's the first thing. I think I retweeted this before, but black folks make me sick. This video was insane. Black folks are just anti-gay as they can be. Hold on. I got a comment over there. Anti-gay as they can be. Don't expect any other race to respect y'all until you all respect yourselves. This is why I say Black Lives Matter is a joke. So this is Jay Wilson's mod, who always walks around and says that I'm lying on him. I told a lie on him. And when I asked him, what lie did I tell? He goes on to say nothing. See, he says that I dug in his Twitter. I didn't dig in anything. This is on a video. This is somebody put a video together, tagged me at a video. I looked at the video, and this was the entirety of the video. His own statements. I have no interest in digging up anything in anybody's background, anything that is not presented to me to present. But this is what this person said. Now, he said that black folks make him sick because they are the most anti-gay as they can be. And don't expect any other race to respect y'all as if he's not black. Who is y'all until you all respect yourselves? That's why I say Black Lives Matter is a joke. Okay, so let's move on. So he excludes himself from being black, and he blames this on this mysterious y'all, whoever these y'all is, but that's what he has to say about blacks. So then we get another statement.
But does that make him crazy? When that make him
Um,
crazy? He's looking in the
does that
mirror, he
make,
don't see a black face.
okay, let's go to this statement. I think, oh, wait a minute. What does this say? Dear black men, this is how the majority of straight black men feel about you. They they do see these kinds of things just because we are gay. And you notice the other black straight men never said a word on how wrong he was sucker punching the gay guy. Shaking my head. Okay, because a gay guy got sucker punched, it is indicative of the behavior of all black men because the black men at that scene of the sucker punch did not step in to do anything about it. Well, did the gay black man who got sucker punched, did he do anything about it himself? So now this is how the majority of the straight black men feel about you. Now, a lot of straight black men have family members, brothers, sisters who are in the LGBT community. So, how does this ignorant bastard say that just because he saw something on the video, this is indicative of how most straight black men feel about you? And here's another: whoever that SOB is need to be in jail. I noticed black folks would try and run over you with a car in a heartbeat in midst of violence. Shaking my head. So he knows that black people will just try to run over you in the midst of violence. But where are these statistics? Where is he pulling these facts from? I have never heard of black people just trying to run over people in the midst of violence. So I don't know where he's getting it from. Black folks are just horrible people. Somebody could have gotten hurt. And I don't care who gets mad of what I said, shaking my head. Well, obviously he does care about who gets mad of what he says because he's trying to act as if the whoever it was who found this in his Twitter feed is wronger than him. So black folks are just horrible people because
He's
somebody
black. He's
because
black,
somebody
so I don't even understand why you even reading stuff. This
because
dude
some
is black, so I don't get it. I don't
I,
get
hold on,
some
Kwani.
shit. I just don't get.
I
Right, you
okay,
girl.
hold on.
I
I'm
just don't get
well.
it.
Let me finish.
He black.
Let me finish. Let me finish, Kwani. Yes, he is black, and he's saying these things about his own people, black
Okay,
folks.
his problem.
Hold on, Kwani. Hold on, Kwani. But see, I'm not going to sweep this bullshit under the rug. I'm not going to let somebody say that I did something wrong and not answer for this oversweeping hatred that he's putting out about his own people while calling them y'all and you guys and trying to take himself out of the whole situation, making sweeping, dangerous comments. And see, this is what I say: when a generation who didn't
He's
have to
ignorant.
fight, who didn't have to suffer for anything, who didn't hear the stories of what, like my grandfather used to tell us stories about, the things that went on during the war and stuff when I was a little kid. I mean, like, who didn't have an aunt who used to go in sit-ins to have food and all this stuff poured on her so you can switch your ass into a store and then sit around and talk about black folks are just horrible people. You see what I'm saying? So it's the disconnect for me. Or
Well,
why are
that's
black
his, okay, but that's his mental illness, Ronnie Q, not ours.
okay,
We
so let's go.
we see
Let's
him as a black person. We see he black. He know he black. If he disconnected from his blackness, he fucked up. We're not.
But hold on, that's not my point. I don't give a fuck about him being disconnected from his blackness. I give a fuck about him saying all these disparaging things about black people as a whole. Now, earlier you heard that he was talking about this is how black men see gays, right? That's what he said earlier.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
in this statement, these are black
You gotta
gays
prove
for
it.
you. hold on. These are black gays for you. All are no different than the black straight people. Oh, really? Every time you have large gathering of gay blacks, some violence is going to break out, and y'all want respect because you're gay. Well, earn it first. Here he is with the y'all want respect. Y'all won't respect because you're gay. Well, earn it first. Well, you're black and you're gay, so it's not a y'all. You should say we instead of y'all because you're a black gay. But first, black men were the problem in how they saw gay people, and now the black gays are no different than the black straight people. So it's the mental illness for me.
Well,
It's
I'm gonna say so. Isn't that
it's
mental
the
illness?
it's the stupidity
He's
for
mad
me.
at he's mad at everyone who does
He's not.
not acquiesce or does not agree with his whatever he got going on, Chad. Y'all don't know what that
He
is, Chad.
he is mad at the fact that he's a black man and he wants to
Okay,
be everything but a black person. Now
okay.
has all these
Who what's
he
it?
has
What he mad
all
at himself or God?
he
He
has
mad at God,
all
right? Is he
he
mad at
has all
God?
he has all these sweeping generalizations about black people, which he is one himself, all these negative things. So he's sitting up doing the job of the oppressor. And the oppressor don't have to work half as hard with fucking people like him. Okay.
Okay, well, he's mad at whomever. Not my issue. That's between him and his maker.
But
Your mom, your dad, and the Lord of above. Whoever you
see,
think
no, no, no,
is
no.
God.
No. It's not between him and his maker. See, because we have this thing called social media. And see, we have this stuff is just not between him and his maker. See, he's spewing this fucking vitriol out to the world and for whoever to pick up and for whoever to share. Even if it's a white person saying, look at this dumb nigga here. He's saying the same thing we saying because he wants to appease his oppressor so much and act as if he's not like the rest of these black people. Well, who are you like then? Because first it was the straight black men who were so this and so that, and then it was the gay black men are no different from the straight black men. So who are you trying to separate yourself and be different from in encompassing all black people in negative stereotypes?
Everything you're saying, you're absolutely correct. But we cannot be all things for all people. We cannot go all around social media trying to correct the bullshit of Negroes.
But okay,
This
you're
thing,
right.
honey, girl, I ain't got some girl.
This is why blacks are
What?
at the bottom. There is nothing funny about this. Y'all, I guess he's not black because y'all prove others right all the time of what they say about the black race. Shaking my head. Okay, so here's the y'all again, and why blacks are at the bottom. It does not have
Does he not?
anything. It doesn't have anything to do with systemic racism. We are the reason we are at the bottom. It doesn't have anything to do with being robbed of our generational wealth time after time after time after time after time over hundreds of years. See, but he thinks that he is being intelligent and bright in these ignorant ass statements that he is putting forth for his massa. Just a bunch of coonery, tomfoolery. One more, Kwani, and then I'm done with this motherfucker. One more. Okay, this video just proves that blacks are the most anti-gay race on the planet. If if this was any other race of men, the boy waving wouldn't have been so-called bad thing. As we as black gay men will have endless stories of how hard it was growing up. So he did include himself in that. But you, as black gay men, you say are no different than straight black men. So I don't understand your point. You as a black gay man, you said earlier that gay blacks are no different than straight blacks. It's always violence. It's always this whenever they get together. So you, as a gay black man, having endless stories of how hard it was growing up, it seems like you're bringing some hardship on your own community because, as you say, the straight men are no different than the gay black men. It's always going to be violence when y'all get together. And so, is that what I'm to ascertain from all your mindless rantings about black hate, your self hate? But you're mad that people are discussing how ignorant you are? That's Jay Wilson's new mod, Rodney, the one who's going to be their ring bearer and bear their rings on his cock. Okay, so
Okay,
let's go on.
Ronnie Kim, you showed all of that. And what I've surmised is this person uh, has been ostracized by everybody. This person does not fit in any group, whether white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. This person does not fit in the gay community, the heterosexual community. Something is off kilter. This person is not accepted nowhere. And that's why all those, what you showed is confusing and conflicted. You people, us, straight, gay, this person doesn't fit in. A hermit. You got a lot of hermits on YouTube. You don't realize that?
Well, this person has a good point, though. What should be said about a man who critiques our inclusion of the lowly people and the lesser functioning blacks? Could it be a disdain of how we elevate ratchet hood ass behavior and allow it at the table? Well, ratchet hood behavior can be quantified two different ways because white people see any young black men wearing a hoodie as a thug, but the same people who call these young black men thugs appropriate everything about black culture. From everything that these young black men wear is being sold by these top-notch designers, appropriating our culture. So there's two ways to look at it. So is it like we are the only ones who are uplifting what you want to call ratchet hood ass behavior, or is it being appropriated all across the United States of America? And then when we do it, we get shot in the back because we had on a hoodie and we looked like a thug. You understand what I'm saying?
What is ratchet and hood? Ratchet and hood doesn't have a color. Ratchet and hood does not have a color.
Exactly. And ratchet and hood, you can call this man a thug, and you can call this man taking a day off strolling in the park. But the black man strolling in the park wearing the same attire, you feel very suspicious about him. There was a audit. The auditors who go around and audit different states about their rules and laws and things like that. There was an audit of open carry in, I think it was Wisconsin. I think it was Wisconsin, where white guy walked down the street with a long assault rifle over his shoulder. Nothing happened. Nobody gave him a second glance. He just walked down the street. A black dude, he didn't get half a block before a cop was pulling up on him, putting hands on him, asking him questions, and all putting him in handcuffs. Now, so what is a thug? What is a thug? Do you hear about?
A thug don't have a color either. A thug don't have a color. It don't have a neighborhood. It doesn't even have a community. So let's get real. If we're gonna talk, let's talk.
A thug is what white people want you to think young black males are, but they are blind to the thugs. The FBI told you the FBI said that white nationalists were the biggest threat to the United States security. Did they put them on any type of terrorist list? No, they didn't. But they did put Black Lives Matter on one. You see what I'm saying? So, it's a whole lot that encompasses what America sees as thugs and thuggery. And Black Lives Matter, whatever it has morphed off into, the whole reason why people were supporting this movement, because that a lot of black people felt like people didn't care about black lives. So, it's just like crazy. Who are black? But none of these militia groups who were up at the Capitol building on January 6th, none of them were put on watch list, and they wanted to overthrow the whole government. See, equality looks like oppression to those who are used to inequality. Are you still there, Kwani? I think Kwani passed out.
No, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm telling you, I don't understand it.
Well, if you want to be around, you want to be.
What's a thug? A thug is not a color. A hood is not a color. A community is not a color.
Exactly. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Aisha. Hey, dear self. Hey, Miss Toby. Hey, UNC girl. Hi, Oxy City 900. Does anybody else want to come up and add to this conversation? Rodney wants to be counted, but don't know how to mingle in the beef sector. Okay, that's not I'm going to count on what he's saying. It was a young black man that lives in a high-end building in New York City. He changed his clothes. I rode to the elevator to see his neighbor's reaction. They didn't recognize him and called the cop each time. I believe it.
Yeah, because of programming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, they're in raggedy clothes, tattered and torn. Oh my God, they're black. Oh my God, they look poor. They look dilapidated. No.
Do you belong here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Show. Can you? I wish a regular motherfucker. Do you know how many regular motherfuckers walk up to black people and ask to see their ID? Do you know how many regular? I wish somebody would ask to see my ID. Well, you don't belong here. Well, you don't belong here. I mean, child.
And like I said, and it gotta be the grace of God. Some things is the grace of the universe for quantity.
So this guy was a multimillionaire and the third tenant of the building, but when he changed his clothes, the other tenants didn't recognize him because they act as if you can't be as successful as them because they put enough guardrails and barriers up to prevent you from being as successful as they are. So I can see that happening.
All programming.
Exactly. So now, those are just some of the things. Let me see if I have any more. Oh, so let's get to the good shit. Okay, so let's get to the things that are always omitted, and a lot of people may not know that black people are always been innovators in the United States. They have always invented things. They say necessity. What is that? Necessity breeds invention, because they were laborers so long, and over in Africa, black people are responsible for sciences, advanced mathematics, the astrological. What do you call that? Astrology and all these types of things. So it's not like black people are dumb people, but when you are brought to a continent and are killed if you know how to read a book, that is to ensure that you are a dumb person. But even with the threat of death, black people learned how to read, learned how to write, all these different things. So let's look at some of the great black inventions that have been created over our time. Okay, black inventions. One of the first things is the almanac, the baby carriage, blood plasma bag. Who else but a black person would invent the cell phone? Okay, the corn harvester. Did you know, Kwani, that a black person invented the elevator? Black person invented the electric lamp, invented the emergency fire escape mechanism. They invented the fire extinguisher. A black person invented the gas mask, the guitar, invented ice cream. Did you know that a black person invented imaging, X-ray imaging? X-ray imaging, a black person did. The lawnmower, the mailbox, the mop. Of course, everybody know about George Washington Carver and the peanut butter. The auto transmission, big man, the Fisher is saying. Potato chips, the straightening comb, this traffic light. What else did the black man invent? They invented the air conditioning unit. Okay, the auto cutoff switch, auto fishing device, the fishing lines that like reel in real quick, the
Wow.
automatic gear said that, okay, the bicycle frame, biscuit cutters, yeah, biscuit cutters. Cause I love me some biscuits. I ain't gonna lie. Along with the cell phone. Do you know it was a black woman who invented the technology behind Star 69? I said that would be a black woman who invented the Star 69, where you could call who
She
called
said,
you back.
she said, wait a minute. She said, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
You fucking just calling my husband. He hanging up real quick when he see me coming in. Let me figure out how to call this bitch back. I want to know who
She said,
called
wait a minute. She said, wait a minute, bitch.
my house. Exactly. The clothes dryer, the chamber commode. Remember they used to have the outhouses and things back in the day, and then they invented the actual chamber commode where you could slide the bucket underneath and sit down, and it looked like a chair during the day, but it was actually a toilet during the nighttime. Okay, the curtain rod and the curtain rod support. Those are just from A through C that I found. And let me see one last thing. Black people invented the shoe lasting machine, the ironing board, lubricators. That lubricators was lotions and other other moisturizers for your body. Okay. The horse brittle bit. You know that thing that they put in the horse mouth that make them rear back if you pull on the reins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
the rocket catapult, the horseshoe. The black man invented the whole horseshoe. Okay, we did elevator. A black man invented the pacemaker. The pacemaker. Otis Boykin invented the pacemaker. Okay,
Yeah, I
here
know.
the gas mask, the guide missile. The guide missile. See, these are black inventions, but they want to act as if we don't know anything. The traffic signal. Okay, the
Yes, I
hairbrush,
know.
the hairbrush, the typewriter, the heating furnace was invented by a black woman. The heating furnace, the thing that regulates the temperature that goes on and off and stuff, because she was got tired of putting wood on the fire and all that type of stuff, and she said, something got to give. The train alarm, the airship, the radiation detector was invented by a black person. Okay, the folding chair. Okay, peanut butter, the hand stamp. Um, Paints and stains were invented by George Washington Carver. I love to refinish furniture. And I was like, George Washington Carver invented stains and paints. I was like, I did not know that. Why didn't I know that? Okay, like real, and there's no generational wealth that came from all these everyday inventions because of systemic racism. Hold on, I got a call. Because in many instances, um what was that movie where Most Def played the assistant, and he was working in the lab. And but the guy, the what did they invent? The open heart surgery or something, and the white guy got all the credit, but Most Def, the black character, was the one who perfected this surgical technique. I forget the name of that
I
movie.
can't
You know
remember
what?
that. I can't remember that movie. I can't remember that movie. Can't remember that movie. I know what you're talking about, but I can't
Yeah.
remember the name.
Okay, a black man also invented the GPS. Okay, windshield wiper. Okay, we got the automatic transmission. Okay, what else? Okay, let's see. I got a few more that I want to say. Where were we? So it's just like a lot of things that we don't know that were invented by our own people, and that we never get the credit for. We lost a lot of generational wealth because we couldn't get patents for these inventions. And also, let's not forget about oh my god, what is the lady? Oh my god, it's at the tip of my tongue. The black lady who they collected her cells, and they have done tests, and they have split her
Harriet,
cells all
you
this
say
time.
Harriet something. I can't think of her
You
name.
Yes, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, and they split her cells and continue to split her cells and stuff to do all this research in medicine. And they did not let the family know for all of these years that they were using her cell to cure all types of diseases, to make all types of medication, to do trials to make all kind of Henrietta Lacks. Yes, that's her name. Henrietta Lacks. They have been using her cell and regenerating her cells in medicine for years on top of years to do all types of research, find all types of cures, and her family benefited nothing until recently, over 40 years or something. Yeah, so that's just another example of things that black people do not get the benefit of. So yeah. So let's see what else. Let me remove this comment. Henrietta Lacks. Okay, we know the pressing cone, the player piano, the shoe, the clothes dryer, the horse riding saddle, sugar refinement. Lord, and I remember like back in the South, a lot of my grandmother's sisters that grew sugar cane. So yeah, I know that there was some good money in that. The ice cream mold, the automatic fishing reel, the instant insect destroyer gum. I think that that paste that they used to put down to kill like bugs and roaches and things like that. So black people are, you know, great inventors, great people, have done great things throughout the whole history of the United States, and get little notice for the things that they have done. And so these are some of the things that I wanted to talk about things that really mattered in black history. And I'm gonna drop the link, and if anybody else wants to come up, what do you have to add to that, Kwani?
I think it's beautiful that we built things. I think it's a shame that we were stolen from,
Hmm.
and we were stolen, period. But I want to ask a question again.
Okay.
What do you feel about black folks selling their own inventions to white people? I don't like that.
Which what is, for example?
Well, like the entertainment industry so far. We really see the entertainment industry doing a lot of that. I can't say anything personal. I'm going off the entertainment industry, selling their production and things that they created to other races. What do you think? What do you feel about that?
Well, when you if you're talking about the record industry,
Or should we sell it?
if you're talking about the record industry, it's like always been owned by mostly Jewish people, and the record industry has always been slimy, and it's unfortunate, like big producers, big black producers who had the opportunity to grow artists, to develop artists, to put artists on the map, just followed the blueprint of stealing for their artists, giving them bad contracts and all this type of stuff. In the music game, it's just so whitewashed now. It's just like non-existent, and the I think that is the downfall of always trying to appease somebody else. It's not good until somebody else, give you the recognition, and you don't even respect the people who are the makers of this music. So, I think it's very unfortunate. And I have never been a fan of Tyler Perry at all, but I do respect some a lot maybe some of his tenants and things like that. It's my understanding that Tyler Perry employers are not part of a union, which is very unfortunate because I am a big union believer. I believe that unions are one of the good things in the United States that have gone by the wayside, that have helped people to middle class to remain in the middle class, to make a decent living, and to have fair work conditions. I am a big proponent for the unions. I don't like the fact that Tyler Perry does not hire out writers for his scripts because they're badly needed, and I don't like that. But I do like the fact that he is a big employer in the state of Georgia. He's influential in bringing a lot of jobs to Georgia. But you got to start somewhere. So, hopefully, it'll only get better. So that's one of the things that I do respect about him. But yeah, go ahead. Did I answer it enough?
I enjoy unions as well. I just want to know what you feel about that. How folks end up selling themselves, selling off their things to Caucasians. I find it unfortunate. I don't like it. I don't like it. Keep it in the
family. Dear Self said it was the Italians who ran it first and had all those black artists scared. Okay, Dear Self, can you hit the link, please? Because I'm not like really up on that music thing. I just know that like it has really like kind of went to the wayside, and it's like really crumbling right now. But has really crumbled right now. But if you want to add to the conversation and give us your insight about that, I would love to hear it. Demon Soul, how you doing? Okay. A lot of contracts were signed and just being hung off a rooftop. Don't mess with Suge Knight now. Do not mess with my Suge Knight. You know I'm West Side, Demon Soul. I'll cut you. Hey, Face Yaya, how you doing? Okay. Big Red was really a white man screaming his hours were 9 to 5. I don't know who Big Red is. Dear Self, hit the link. Anybody want to hit the link? You're more than welcome. You can be behind the avatar. You do not have to cam up for Ronnie Q's show. We accept all, including avatars over here. So hit the link, join the conversation. All you have to do is hit the link, turn your camera off, and converse. Hey, June G, what's going on with you? The 5 heart. Oh, okay, the 5 heartbeats. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. It's kind of hot. Yeah, it is a hot mess right now. What? Y'all. While we was up, Rob went down from 2 stacks to 800. Yeah, I saw that dwindling. Kwani, what did you watch that Rob Rat thing?
Yes.
What do
I
you have?
got depressed. I have to leave. I got depressed.
What happened? Because I only saw like I red ball through about 15 minutes of it, and then I saw you were live, and I went over to your channel. What happened?
He started off, he was sober. He started the live sober. He checked into a motel.
An extended stay.
Whatever it is, I don't know. Ronnie Kim.
Yes.
I don't like seeing Black people down and destitute, especially if I'm not arguing with them. I can see if I was at odds, I could feel some other type of way. But Ronnie Q, I couldn't do it. Okay, he lost everything, girl. He lost everything, Ronnie Q.
Right.
He lost everything.
Now was Tracy in the chat?
Tracy got to be blocked. I can't see Tracy.
Oh, okay.
She blocked me.
Okay.
So I don't know if there or not. It wasn't good.
Now, I heard him say that he was asked to he wanted to he moved out while he was in jail. So how do you move out while you're in jail, Rob? You got thrown out of your house because you were in jail. That's what happened. We all are clear on that.
No, he
There's
got
no way
not in jail. He got thrown out because the police, Grish was calling the police. And people were sending the police to his residence while he was hanging out with Tracy.
But I didn't know that? Yeah, I did. I know that. I thought that Grish called the police to the motel. I didn't know anything about
Grish. The police, and they were calling the police to his residence. They were calling the police to the residency while Tracy and him were inside of that Airbnb. You didn't know that?
I know that the police went to his home while they were at the Airbnb. I do know that. I didn't know who took credit for calling the police.
Okay. They were calling the police to his residency, which is his family's residency,
right?
While he was at the Airbnb,
right?
Then he ended up in jail. Right. Shouldn't I throw him out? Shouldn't they?
But I'm just saying his statement was that he moved out while he was in jail. No, you didn't move out while you were in jail. You got thrown out because you got put in jail. So we're clear on that. So he got thrown out because he was in jail, and now he's staying in. Sounds like what do you call them? I just said it. Yeah, one of those extended stay motels and stuff. So I'm pretty sure he'll be there. Maybe how many nights you gonna give him before he get thrown out of this extended stay?
Depending on
chat.
Right, this is on YouTube.
Chat. Number of nights Rob will be able to last in this extended stay motel that he's staying in. I'm gonna give it 3. And today's counts as 1. Okay, because he's there tonight. So I'm gonna give it 3. Okay, put your number in the chat. How many days you think he'll stay? He said he can make threats with a pew pew until tomorrow. I thought probation started at sentencing. Well, somebody was saying that he goes to get his monitor, ankle monitor put on.
Get that monitor on his leg tomorrow.
And he starts probation tomorrow. I thought it started as soon as the judge gave you. So he could have gone out and did whatever.
It depends. Everything is solid. It depends. It starts when he get that monitor on his leg tomorrow. It depends.
Did you see this? He's gonna go back to jail or get caved. He was on his live saying he's gonna beat them white police ass to death when he see them. Yeah, did you hear him say I bucked up on the police a couple of times? And they talking about I ought to give you another charge. Themey So said 2 days. Anthony Dixon give him 4 days. Dear Self said he better go back to Tracy. Wow. Hey,
you think they don't know who he is? You think they don't know that he got some type of mental defect? he stated that he is Asperger's. It's under the umbrella of autism.
But I think he just made that up. I think that's just a
I
new
don't
word.
believe it. I don't believe it.
I think that's
something
a new word.
Something that's all kilter with them. Ronnie Kim, really.
Yeah, he crazy. He definitely has a problem. And, but that's how our system is. They would rather you to leave the mentally ill out here to hurt others than to put the money into a system that will help the mentally ill. This happened when Ronald Reagan was in office. He closed all the state mental hospitals, and all these mentally ill people were forced on the streets. But see, they do have money to take care of the mentally ill only when they're arrested for a crime. So because jails are full of mentally ill, classified mentally ill, certified mentally ill people.
They're privatized for you to make money off of it. You know, you can go and invest in a prison.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, the prison is on the stock market. The prison industrial complex is on the stock market. Yeah. He said he said she has his debit credit cards and charges are on it. His friend said the 50 she put on the books was his own money. Wait a minute. So you saying wait a minute. Wait, hold on, Kwani. You're saying that Tracy spent $50 off of his debit card and she's saying it's all right because she put 50 on his books? Is that what you're saying, Dina? So? Because that's how that's reading to me. I agree, dear self. He was released in the state of Cali due to overcrowding. There is no way he should have been let out. Exactly. And also in California, you have to do such a low percentile time of your percent of your time. I think it's like 80% or something, down to 80% of your days. So yeah, he shouldn't have been out. And they would rather pay for people to be housed in prison as opposed to getting treated for their mental illness, because surely they knew that he was a nut. No, the friend said that money she said she put on the books was Rob's own money, not hers. Was Rob's own money, not hers. Oh, wait a minute. So you're saying that the money that Tracy put on Rob's book to start that begathon for everybody else to put on Rob's book, that was Rob's own money that Tracy used to put on his books? And she was acting as if she put it out of her pocket? When Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, it destroyed Charity Hospital. Now they have mentally ill people walking all around the streets. They do not care. Girl, Mary, shoot, in LA, they had Skid Row in LA, but they keep pushing the people back. Downtown Los Angeles used to be like a dirty flea market. All the buildings, they had rundown motels, drug motels. All the buildings were horrible. And even though they were like, tall sky rises, it was like if they didn't have businesses in them, they were like those flop houses, motels and stuff. They went through downtown Los Angeles within the past 15 years, I'd say. And they have turned downtown Los Angeles into like a mini Manhattan. They have doormen at the door. They have all these grocery stores, 7-Eleven. They have everything. It's very walkable. You see people out there walking their little dogs, and it used to be so dirty and gritty downtown Los Angeles. What they did, they kept pushing the homeless people back. They have one of the largest police departments in the city of Los Angeles is downtown. That's where Skid Row is now. The police department's on one side of the street. Tents and encampments are on the other sides of the street. People are actually getting high right across the street from the police department. Mentally ill people are being dumped at the downtown Los Angeles in their robes and their police gowns and police socks and all this type of stuff that they had to start enforcing this law. It's already on the books that you're not supposed to dump people. You're supposed to take them to a place that can take care of them. I forget the synonym for it, but there's already a law on the books that you can't dump people. But they were bringing people from other states on buses, just dumping them off in Skid Row, mentally ill people, because they didn't want them in their state. The mental ill crisis is horrible. And like if you Google homelessness in Los Angeles, there is now the homelessness is so bad that there is no city that is not affected by homelessness. Hollywood, West Hollywood, people are homeless everywhere, and that's just a lot of people go to LA to be homeless because it's better to be homeless in the sunshine state where you don't have to do all this stuff to prepare for winter, as opposed to being homeless in New York City or Wisconsin
Exactly.
or Minnesota or things like that. So you're going to have a bigger homeless population there anyway. But now, and they spend billions and billions of dollars on all these groups, organizations, missions, all these things that are supposed to be combating the homeless, but to no avail because there's no, like, they'll build a 700-800 unit apartment in to gentrify an area, and they'll promise, oh, we're going to have some low cost housing there, and they'll have like 7 or 8 of those 700 or 800 units available to low income people. So
Well,
it's
Ronnie
all
Kim, do you think that majority of those folks that are homeless are military people? Have fought for this damn country? Should they be homeless?
no, I don't think that and it should be no excuses, no way, no how for you. It's a lot of unhoused vets that are sleeping in their cars, that are homeless, that are mentally ill and untreated, and there is no way that that should be happening. No way. The United States always want to, we respect your service, you respect your service. You don't respect anybody's services. You respect American people are too hung up on the dollar, and it's just really sad that Americans really only value money and prestige. That's what they value more than life. Is how I feel about it, because they don't respect life. They'll kill you for anything, any little infraction. The United States people are more intrigued and more in awe and care more about property and prestige and trinkets and things like that. And you look at how the United States police is citizens. The police care more about property than they care about people. Uh, the
That's why I
property,
said to protect and serve on the side of the car. To protect and
yeah,
serve me, protect your property because you're servicing me coin. And that's not me protect
yeah,
and serve body.
exactly,
It's businesses.
exactly. They care about protecting businesses, not bodies. You are so correct. So, well, I'm gonna wind up. How long have I been on? I'm gonna wind it up now, and I just really want to thank you guys for coming out. I'm gonna click the link one more time. If anybody have anything that they want to add to the conversation, Quantity of course, as always, I enjoyed your input on what you have to say. Okay, we have someone in the back. Let me put my banner up. Just a second. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Miss Mari Q. Hello, Miss Kwani. How are
You're
you?
not gonna
Hello.
pee bomb.
How you doing?
You're not gonna pee bomb me, are you, Anthony?
Nope.
Okay. What's up, Anthony? Welcome.
Hello. Um,
Hello.
just to, I just want to say, um, to add to the conversation, you were talking about homelessness. Um, it in downtown LA. I think another reason why people go to LA for a number of reasons. A lot of it is and or to enter to the adult entertainment industry. I think
True.
that's a big component. And I think
True.
that's another reason why a lot of these adult entertainment stars, especially these adult entertainment female stars, are often resorting to drugs, resorting to homelessness, resorting to all these different types of things, right?
Right.
And I think that is a huge problem. And I also I think um the popularity of OnlyFans is also plays a bigger component as well, because it kind of almost normalizes the idea of hookup culture in some ways, because um the statistics with HIV are still, it's just, it's crazy. And I think a lot of it is because a lot of it has become so sexualized in some way,
Hmm.
because now we're evolving, because now children are also getting involved, minors are now getting involved with this. And
Hmm.
it's very unfortunate, because um I also think that TikTok plays a big part of it as well, because there is a lot of content that is just very, very unsettling to me, especially when we see, you know 16 and 15-year-olds, uh boys and girls, just doing all these sexualized things. And I think that's just, and I also think because it also explains why a lot of these former child stars are doing these things, is because the system is manufactured in a very, very bad way. And I think because I'm trying to,
Go ahead. Just say it. Spit it out.
um almost lost my train. Sorry about that. I think it's because children are easily exploited. There's the word. The children are easily manipulated and exploited by a lot of things. Um, and I think that's probably why Hollywood is the way that it is. And especially with the music industry um, being kind of a hot mess right now, because it's so whitewashed and has become so whitewashed for a very long time. Um, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's all I got to
White.
say.
Okay, whitewashed in what way? Do you what way do you mean the music industry? Because I think the music. Okay, one of the worst things is they no longer develop their artists. It's kind of like a drive-through window with these artists. Like they don't care if you make another album. They don't care if you have a second hit. It's just like give me one hit, and they don't want you to have any longevity because they always know it's another one right behind you. They don't care if they teach you anything about saving your money, about living properly. They just put you up in a place and know you're not used to nothing and just feed you alcohol and drugs and come in here and do this and bounce. You know,
But there is no need for all of that media training and things anymore. This world does not require all of that because everybody is so programmed for buffoonery and
mhm,
foolishness. But
mhm.
also, what white folks are doing, white daddy, I call it white daddy, honey, it's really powerful white men. It's the one percenters that got insurance policies on black folks. There is no need
Mhm.
for no second or no third. You've been
No, you're right.
insured. They've insured you. All these rappers, everybody who's on the live thus far, white folks are making money off them bodies in the streets. Y'all didn't know that?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
Hollywood, Hollywood is Hollywood, honey. They get insurance policies on the people.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And I think a lot of it is very much because a lot of the music is not even authentic music anymore. It's become more of
Ugh,
a TikTok influencing music, or as my friends likes to call it, kids bop music. You know,
yes.
kids bop music. That everything has just become so TikTok influenced music. Like it's ridiculous. Like, and then and I think that's another reason why I think a lot of the music recently is just so Because I remember back in my day, you know, a
It's a
song
dumb you
used to,
down. It's called dumbing down music.
Hold
They
on,
dumb.
Kwani. Let me hear what you're gonna say. Hold on, Kwani. Let me hear what you're gonna say.
I
Back
remember
in your day, what era? 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. What era are you talking about?
every single era, really.
Okay.
I remember back in the days, well, because I'm born in the 90s. I was born 95, so I listened to a lot of hip hop music, right? I listened to a lot of it. And I also listened to a lot of pop music, a lot of rock music, a lot of every types of genre music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in my day, the song that I listened to used to be about sometimes over 3 minutes, sometimes over 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and sometimes even over 4 minutes, right? And now we get songs that are like less than 3 minutes or less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and sometimes even like 2 minutes. And I'm like, that's it?
Hey,
That's the song?
Kwani, you remember back in the day when we used to have those records and stuff? See, he don't know nothing about this. We gotta tell him. Remember we used to have the records and you had the extended version of the song, and some songs would go like 5 and 6 minutes and all that type of stuff. Cause you had a long intro, and then you had the fucking main verse, and then you had the instrumental part in between, and then they come back with another one, and then they have a long outro. Shoot, we used to have them long songs back in the day. Kwani know about that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I always listen to those extended versions on YouTube, and I always put them in my playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chaka Khan stuff. Uh,
Earth, Wind, and Fire stuff. Yeah. Uh,
Evelyn
uh,
Champagne, uh,
George Clinton. Yeah, like all this type of
Rick
stuff.
James.
Oh,
Good music.
no,
Fabulous
no,
music. Teaching you.
no. Rick James was mine. Ooh, Rick James. Oh my God, I love me some Rick James. Oh my God, I love me some Rick
Prince.
James. I wasn't I like summer Prince stuff. I wasn't a fan of Prince, but child, you just said it, Rick James. That was
Uh,
my man.
my mother is a huge Prince fan. When I made a huge fan of Prince, I made a huge fan of Prince.
Yeah, my another YouTuber, my friend and Kwani's friend, Duchess Kelly Love. He loves him some. He loves him some Prince as well, and dear self's friend. He loves him some Prince as well. And yeah, just like, and remember the bands. Remember when groups were actually whole bands that played their own instruments and stuff,
Yes.
just talented and creative people, like the Daz Band and shit.
I love me some. You know what I love? Roger and Zap. Roger
Yes.
and Zap. Mm.
Yes.
Maze and Frankie Beverly.
I love me some Maze and Frankie the Beverly. I was in college, and they were gonna do our homecoming show, Maze and Frankie Beverly and Maze. And everybody was like, "You're not going to the concert?" I was like, I don't want to see no Maze. Because it was kind of like, oh, my daddy loves Maze. I don't want to see no Maze. And then, shit, I went to that fucking concert. I was so glad. It was right there on our home football field. And I was so glad that I went to see it, because it was like songs that I had grew up on as a girl. And it like, and they sound so freaking
So good.
They sound so good. Like, oh my God, that was like one of the best concerts in my life. But you know who else does a good concert? Mint Condition. If anybody ever
Sure do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mint Condition, do you know about Mint Condition? Andre? Is it Andre? I'm sorry.
Anthony.
Anthony. Do you know anything about Mint Condition?
I think so.
You gotta Google Mint Condition. Google the best of Mint Condition on YouTube and listen to their stuff. Oh my God, they're gonna take
Missing pretty brown eyes. You know, I see you. Anthony, You don't know that song? Pretty Brown Eyes? Anthony.
I think so.
But
I
I want you to
know.
Google them.
Okay, I'm googling. I'm
Awesome
googling.
group. Awesome group.
Okay. Awesome group. Okay, now Confunction, the Ohio player, the Barcades, yes. Oh yeah. All of them. And remember the SOS band, don't
Yeah.
forget them.
Yeah.
And
Do you guys know
what's
about S? Where did it go again? Like, is it SWV or is it
Yes.
SD?
oh yes, SWV, yes indeed.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're our age. They're
those,
our age.
those
SWV.
are those are our
That's our age
peers.
bracket. That's our peers.
We didn't grow up with them. We was grown with them. We was out there at the club. We was out there at the club when SWV was out Hong Kong.
Yes.
we get weak in our knees too.
Sisters with Voices. Yes, we know about Sisters with Voices from New York. We know about them. You must be young, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you young.
I'm
And
27.
tender. Yeah,
Well,
you tender, honey.
Anthony, if you come around here a lot, guard your information, guard your personal information. Don't overshare your information. Sit back and enjoy this sector. It's a nice sector. There's some nice people over here, but there are some predatory factors who would, use your information to, to,
Try to control
bad
you
things.
and also destroy you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is a great sector. Just just don't overshare too much of your information. And that I love talking about music. I don't care about people things that they don't share on here. I just discuss what is discussed on here. So I'm glad that you hit the link, and I really appreciate it. Now, who else do you want to discuss? Is there anyone else?
Who would I want to discuss?
Any other group or artist?
Oh, right. Okay, well, I know I listened to TLC. I listened to Aaliyah. I listened to Beyonce, Mariah Carey, 50 Cent, just a lot of those musical artists when I was growing up.
Okay, now what about, have you heard of Zhane?
No.
Zhane.
Oh, wait, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just listened to the song yesterday, and I think it's called Sending My Love.
Yes. They have you should go on YouTube and do the best of Zhane. Oh my god. They are everything. Underrated everything to me.
Yes, I love that song.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have plenty of good songs. They are the shit. Okay, well, thank you, Anthony, for coming up. Is there anything else you want to share, talk about, go over, ask questions?
I'll talk about one more thing. I also listen to I listen to a lot of musical bands that my grandparents listened to as well, because they actually have like a CD that I think it's called like the best of Motown songs, I think.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Right.
And that's probably how I'm more familiar with those artists.
Mm-hmm.
From the 70s and from the 60s and and so on and so forth.
Yeah, the 70s, they had some good music out in the 70s. Like Ashford and Simpson, they were I loved Ashford and Simpson.
I like Smokey Robinson and Stevie Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Wonder. That what was that? The album with the orange honeycomb. I wish was on. What was the name of that album? But yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite Stevie album one. The where If was one of the main songs on that. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Yeah. I grew up on
So
Stevie.
Anthony, do you play any instruments?
Do I play any instruments? I know I did play the drums,
Okay,
but I never got to
cool.
play any other instruments. I used to, when I was a child, I used to mess around with the instruments a lot.
Okay, that's cool.
But I do have,
Quanta, you play? Go ahead.
but
Go ahead.
but I do have I do have two guitars.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
cool.
Well, a black person invented the guitar, Anthony. Were you here for my Black History lesson?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I've been watching
So,
the whole thing. So
are,
don't
are you
worry.
gonna learn to play the guitar, or you just use them for artistic expression of you know to have around?
Artistic expression.
Now, when I was a little kid, I was like in the fourth grade. I started playing the violin, and I loved playing the violin. And I was in a little concert and everything at my little. It wasn't even at the school; it was at a bigger school. So I was like really proud, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I dig this." And then my mom, with her bright ideas, was like, "Oh, you got to learn to play the cello." And at the time, we lived in a state where it snowed, and then I was like, oh, okay, I got to play the cello. But the cello was almost as big as me. And then,
Mhm.
like, at the school, when you having snowball fights and everything, and you having to lug that thing through the snow and all that type of stuff. And then I just, like, totally stopped playing. And I just hate that I stopped playing the violin because they have those nice electric violins out now. And every time I see, like, people in concert at a Beyonce concert or something, or some modern music concert, I'd be like, God dang it, that damn cello. So it is really good to like it's like really good. I really do like music. I am a music person. Well, that's it, Anthony.
All right.
You're
Thanks
awesome.
Thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you. And
You're awesome.
come
Stay
back,
awesome, Anthony. And I'm
please.
happy that you found us. I'm happy that you found us, Anthony.
I
Me
am
too.
too. And if you subscribe, you'll get notifications when I'm coming live. I'm gonna try to come live more frequently, but if you subscribe, you'll get notifications when I come live. And I try to mix this type of topic because it wasn't too much Black History stuff talked about in the sector. So I did an impromptu live. I didn't prepare as much as I usually prepare, but then there are times when I get messy, Anthony. So you may hear me cuss a bitch out too, but it's all mixed and intertwined. So thank you. I really appreciate you coming up, and thank you for hitting the panel.
You're very much welcome.
All right, you have a good one. You need me to kick you out, or you know how to get out?
I know how to get out.
Okay, bye-bye.
All
Good
right.
night, Anthony. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Yes, Funkadelic, big set. Yes, Parliament and Funkadelic was the thing. Yes, indeed. Okay, well, I really thank all of you for coming out, Chrissy Love. Oh, you're self-taught on the piano. Oh, that is everything. That's
Griffin,
amazing.
oh,
Uh,
dear.
Chrissy Love says she's self-taught on the piano.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you, Kwani. I really appreciate you coming out. And
Well, I asked you, I said, Brother Q, you going live?
mhm.
Brother Q, I need you to mellow me out.
Yes, I'm glad I mellowed you out because
I need to be
you were
mellowed
fit to
out.
be tied. You were fit to be tied. And I was like, I only caught a little of that mess. That ugh. Well, all right, Kwani. And
I adore
I
you.
want to
Thank
thank
you.
I adore you as well. And I want to thank everybody who came out and shared the live with me. Please hit the like button on your way out. And I really appreciate you guys for coming out and chit-chatting with me and going over, a few things in Black history that that I just want to talk about. All right, and with that, I am going to be out. Have a great day, and I'll see you back soon, sooner than later. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.